team. Go just like Hoth. Go just like Hoth. Go just like Hoth. Go just like Hoth. You need to stay off Tatooine if you can.
100 your forever Lego studios. Welcome to this week's episode of Building Hoth, week 32. I almost said 31. And guys, I do want to apologize for the past 2 weeks missing those segments. I know I missed out last week and the week before that, but this week I'm pretty sure you guys are going to be okay with it because of one specific reason, and that's because of this. As you guys can see, the walker is done, and in my opinion, this is like so cool to see. It is humongous. I knew it was big when it was just the body and after I built the leg, but seeing it all put together, it is ginormous. It is so cool, and again, I'll get more in depth with this later in the video, as well as I'm pretty sure I'm going to be doing a review on it separately. But that's not just what we got done this week. We got the turrets. I kept calling them cannons. They're actually turrets. The circular turrets, they're done. They're actually in place at the moment, as well as I laid more plates and I laid more filler brick. And overall, I got a lot done. So I'm really excited to show you guys. I can't wait to see what you guys think of the actual walker. So let's get right into today's segment. Okay, guys. So for the start of this week's episode, the biggest thing we got done on the mock is this. This beautiful thing right here. This beautiful walker is complete. And this is insane. I have these two figures right here representing how big it is in scale. So this is insane. That's how big the actual figure scale to the actual walker. I actually have the snow speeder next to it as well. It's right here. So this is pretty insane. It is also really cool seeing the snow speeder next to the walker. It's just nuts. So seeing how big this thing is, at least for this point of view, I'll zoom out in just a second. Yeah, that is the scaling of the walker. It's nuts. Okay, back to the regular, I guess, normal episode. So, yes, this thing is humongous. I love the heck out of it. Jhae, or Rich Boy Jhae, or Jalen, whatever, you did a phenomenal job on this. Pros to you, did fantastically. This is that I butchered that saying. This is an awesome model. This is probably the coolest thing I have in my collection at the moment, and it's just so cool. Okay, so I do want to specify now. This is done. This is complete. Though it's not in place where it's going to be. Though I do need to grab. I still finish those two bottom not turrets, but cannons. But honestly, I'm not going to worry about that right now. That will be added later. But I'm just going to call this a done and a win, because this thing is so awesome in my opinion. I can't get over how cool this is. Now, I do want to say a big thank you to my friend James. He actually came over, Thursday night, and he actually came over and helped me work on the legs, I guess, or the final two legs, those two back ones. Basically, the past couple weeks, I've done a lot of work. Now, the first week, I do want to specify that the reason why there was no segment is I was waiting for parts to come in, and I couldn't really do anything. I didn't have much to show other than those three cannons, or not cannons, turrets. One's right there, and then one's behind the walker right now. I got those done, but I was like, I wasn't completely satisfied with everything that was in it. Especially, I built two legs, the two front legs, and I realized, I'm like, okay, I don't want to show another video until this walker's done. Well, the first week, of course, I didn't get the parts in, so I couldn't do much. The next week, the week of Christmas, basically, or the week before Christmas, I mean, I didn't have, I had some of the parts come in. I started working on it, but not there. I was still waiting on 4 packages. Two of them were specified for one thing, which I have out of focus, or not focus view, which is right there, which will be its own separate video. And then two others were, one was specified for the walker, which were for the legs, and then the other one was half and half, which were for the leg, or to finish the legs and to finish the project that's over there. So I couldn't do anything until I got those, and I didn't get the final packages until Wednesday, and which is a bit annoying, but I ain't gonna complain because this is done. But Thursday night, back to what I was saying, James came over around 8 o'clock or so. He and I did some work on this, and we put it all together. He didn't actually leave my house till like 1:40 in the morning, which was pretty insane. But I do want to give him a huge thank you because honestly, I definitely wouldn't have been able to actually put the walker on the legs until I had someone come out and help. Another thing I do want to mention is I got a new light set up. This was actually my big Christmas gift. It was a studio light set. There's 3 lights. One's actually in the corner, which you can see at the moment. Another one's right down there, and another one's right over there. So I am quite happy about that. Kind of gives the lighting a lot, not lighting, but gives the actual look of the area much better. So, but looking at that walker on the mock, how cool is that? Now I do want to specify, that there are some gray pieces poking out, and I do want to say that that's actually going to be staying. I thought it over. I did think about, oh, well, I can just order the actual parts and just switch it out. I've thought about it, and I actually kind of want to keep them for the reason that, one, I don't want to go back and destroy it, take it apart, put it back together, and then have it set up. But the main reason is I actually kind of like the look of it. I know that leg has some more dark gray in it. The reason why is it kind of looks like a more used AT-AT, not a like fresh off the assembly AT-AT. So it gives it a really nice, hey, this vehicle has been used in a battle before, so it's still usable. It's still in good condition. Let's put it on the Battle of Hoth. So that's what I like about it. I also have Jhae's sig fig in the actual cargo door, because of course it's his. So I put him up there. Yeah, this thing is so awesome. I can't even stop saying that it's so awesome. Now that I actually have this built, I can place it on the mock. Now I do want to specify that I'm probably going to have to refigure out how I'm going to do the footprints because of the fact that this is just on the base plate, and even so it's still ginormous, and the actual I guess layer of plates and bricks and all that is above 4 bricks, and that's where the plates are on, and that's ground level basically. And adding a brick lower than the actual layer, the walker is going to be even taller, which is fine and all. But I don't want this thing to look like extremely taller, where I might lower it just like another brick or 2. I think that might be the best condition. I'm going to go back and look in the game as well as in the movie and in, of course, artwork. So I'm going to start figuring that out. So that is the big part of the walker. That was what was done. That was like the biggest thing I had done. And I do hope you guys think it's as awesome as I do. I know I sent Jhae a picture at like almost 2 o'clock in the morning, sending him a picture of this. He didn't respond until the morning, of course. But I sent him the picture and I said, this thing, I know it's late, but this thing is awesome. I'm so happy having this done. He told me that he's really happy for me and he's really happy that I enjoyed it. I do want to state for the fact that there will be a second walker. So I know there might be a few people who are like, okay, well, you built one, you know how it works, you know how it feels to build it, and you know how much it cost. Are you going to build a second one? Yes. Now I do want to specify that might take a little bit for the fact that this is a lot of money. I ain't gonna lie, this was expensive. So it's gonna take a little bit before I actually start buying more, and not the reason why I don't have enough money for it. No, that's not it. The reason why is I would like to start spending money on other things for Hoth because I still need to buy more plates. I know I'm going to be buying a bunch of 1x2 tiles that I'm going to start giving the groundwork more detail. As well as I need more money for, I need to place more orders for filler brick because I still need to, of course, finish the white wall right there. I still need to do that. Well, so it's going to take me a little bit before I actually have all the parts for the second walker. Though I do know how I'm going to do it. I'm going to be doing it a little bit differently than the previous one, or this one. How I'm going to do it is I'm actually going to be doing it in like small quantities of how I do it. So maybe 1 week I buy 1 or 2 legs. The next week I buy those 2 feet, or I buy those 2 legs. Like total cost for the 2 back legs and the feet, because the feet were included, was like $70, I think, around that price range. So it isn't that bad. So that's what I mean is I'm going to start buying like small chunks. Or 1 week, again, the legs, maybe another week, the head. Basically continuing on that factor until I have everything I know I have. So that should start hopefully soon. I'm assuming I'll probably start buying the parts for the second walker in late January, early February. That's my idea. Other than that, I'm wanting to buy some more plates because I'm kind of running low. I think I got like another 200 or 150 or so. So I do need to start putting more money into that. Plus it takes like over 2 weeks or 3 weeks to get here. So yeah, and again, I really, let me move closer a little bit. I really like the look of the snow speeder next to the walker. I think that looks so cool. Now I do realize that, of course, it's going to have to go a bit taller go higher than what it is at the moment. I'm probably going to have it right around here, around a knee, I guess you could say. But even so, I love the look of it. Both are great models. And I think that's going to be it for the walker talk for the time being. I still need to show you what else I got done, as well as ending out the video. So let's get right into the other parts of today's episode. Okay, quick note. This I did fill in. I checked back. I actually did have to check back at the last segment, week 31, because it has been 2 weeks since that came out, and I needed to refresh my mind, realizing, okay, what did I leave off in that segment? What did I take off? After that, I did finish this, basically. Now, I did mention that I'm going to have to figure the filler brick and how the footprints are going to be placed. The feet are actually a bit farther apart than I expected, so they'll probably be a little bit more placed out. But I will figure that out later on once I get more filler brick put down. But I did need to tell you that this is covered, which it just gives more look to the battlefield. Again, I do want to specify that I am going to be ordering like 1,000 2x2 white tiles, so I can actually cover this a bit more and give it more detail, because at the moment as you can see, that's a lot of studs poking out, and it doesn't look bad. Like on camera you can kind of looks normalish, but I kind of want to give it a more, I guess, smooth-ish look, less studs, and of course 2x2 white tiles are going to help, as well as making molds, not molds, but mounds. I am thinking about adding some more those, of course, as well as maybe some ditches or so. Now, side note, I do want to specify that I am rethinking about redoing that, not the X-Wing, but that little area right there. The reason why is it looks fine. though I think I might be changing it out with plates instead of the actual slopes. The slopes look fine, as you can see. But I don't know. I think plates might look a little bit better. Let me know in the comment section what you think I should do. Should I keep it with the slopes or should I change it to actual plates? Let me know. Because, again, I don't mind that. I actually think that looks nice. I'm just thinking maybe plates might look a little bit better. Okay, so that is all of that. Final part of the segment, which are going to be the turrets, and then we'll end it out. Okay, so for the final part of today's segment, I'm going to be showing you guys the turret design. I have made 3. I originally was going to place 4, but I don't know. I think 4 might be a little bit too much. Looking at the trench right now, I think 3 of each, because I've got 3 of that kind right there. Also, yes, I know he does not have a helmet or hat. I think it's a helmet. So he will get that later, but I think this is actually the right amount of quantity. I actually think it looks the most nicest, I guess you could say. I did have a 4th one built. I kind of deconstructed it at the moment. But I don't know. It just looked a little bit odd and just looked like cram-packed with the turrets. Where this actually, I quite like the look of the trench with just 3 of these. And honestly, I really like how these turned out. So it's kind of... oops, I hit a coat. It's kind of self-explanatory how you can see it. Of course, it does turn like what I was planning on doing. Now, I do want to specify this area is going to be a bit more detailed later on. This was just something I quickly wanted to make sure that it fit and everything worked. So don't worry, there'll be probably a little bit more snow right there, as well as I probably will be doing the same thing what I did at that end right there with that cannon. I'll probably be doing the same thing for that one and, of course, this one. So, but I really, really do like how these turrets came out, and I hope you guys like it. Again, I think it's so cool, in my opinion. Much better than the actual Lego sets version, because Legos looks fine and all, but this I really like. Let's grab a figure right here, and that's the scaling between the two, and actually I think it scales really well. I know in the actual vehicle or turret, one of these guys can actually fit in that. Technically, they can fit in it, but I'm not gonna go into heavy details about that. So I really like the turret. Again, I think 3 is actually quite perfect. I do need to figure out what to do with that area right there, because that's where the Lego set one went, and now it's just kind of blank. So I'm gonna have to figure that out and take care of it. But yeah, that is how the trench is looking. I really like how it looks. Like, honestly, I think it looks so cool now. I do want to specify that, again, I think 3 cannons is good. Though, let me know if you think I should add a 4th one. I have all the parts for a 4th one. Just, I think 3 looks great. I do also want to say that also the background looks different, of course, because of the fact that I rearranged. That was also another thing I was doing in the past 2 weeks, which I'll get into in the final part of the segment. But I hope you did enjoy this week's segment with the awesome walker being done, the turrets being done, and the mocks just continuing looking better and better each week. So let's end it off right now. Okay, guys. So for this ending out of the video, I do want to say, we'll specify more, that the background has changed, of course. The reason why is I've pretty much rearranged my room. And I actually rearranged it to the point where I actually wanted to originally. Just didn't happen. This gives me much more space. I can actually walk around the mock both sides, which is really helpful. Previously, as you guys saw, I couldn't get to that side because it was up against a wall, and I just didn't like it because of the fact that if something broke back there or something needed to be placed, I couldn't get to it unless I actually moved the tables. Now I can actually get through it pretty simply. So I'm quite happy how it is actually right now. Plus it gives me a lot more space to actually add the third table when I plan on adding Echo Base, which is always a nice thing. But I quite like the background as it is now. And yeah, I really like how this 2 weeks has gone. I hope you all enjoyed this week's episode of Building Hoth. I'm pretty sure you guys are gonna like it because of this thing right here, and if you do, let me know in the comments section, because I know this has probably been one of the most anticipated things to get done, and I agree. This is such a cool vehicle and such a cool model. Again, pros to Rich Boy Jhae. He did a fantastic job on this. And I can't wait to build the second one in the coming month or so. So I think that's going to be it. Let me know what you think of the HEHE Walker and the turrets, as well as the new setup, of course, because of the new lights, gives it a better look and much more space for the mock. So let me know in the comment section if you enjoyed this week's episode. Definitely hit that like button, as well as if you're at all new to this channel, definitely subscribe. We got some awesome videos coming in, as quite a few reviews and a secret project coming up. So I'll see you guys in next week's episode of Building Hoth.